Everybody, glad you're here. Got a really cool update for the LM Studio. I've been working on this thing for a few days now, and I did a video and I had to scrap the video because I had a bunch of other changes. Other than just making this look what I would consider a heck of a lot better, if you go into Edit and you go into Preferences, you'll have shortcut keys. So if you've got a camera in the scene, you hit Alt-C, and that moves the focal length, which is really cool. And it'll tell you you're moving the focal length, all right? And if you don't want that shortcut, come up here and press Control-Alt-C. Just got to click on it and then type in whatever you want. And then once you go back to the viewport and select this, Control-Alt-C will bring that up and you'll be able to use it. Now, if you've got a light in the scene, you can just select your light. It's going to be Alt-X, and if you do that, you're going to change the light intensity. You'll be able to see what you're doing. Even in a darker scene, I think you should still be able to see that. Then you've got the Alt-L menu, which is pretty cool. The frame on selected and do a number of other things. I think that you can bring the camera to the view as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so if you wanted to look in the direction of the actual light, that's pretty neat. And you can change all of those. And then here's one I really like. This one is Y, but you can change it to wherever you want. So this one will allow you, and let me just drop an object in the scene so you can see how this works. Now, with that object selected, just hit Y, or you can go up to the new LM Studio drop-down tab and pull this up too if Y isn't working for you. But you should be able to change that hotkey so you can now pull in a multi-light setup. Okay, what this is going to do is it's going to pull in a couple of point lights, and it's going to pull in a spotlight. And then right here, you're going to have some really cool controls where you can change the height, and you can change the distance right here, and you could change all of the angles of those and just start working on them. And I think this will be very intuitive, very easy to work with. Now I'll select all these lights and just delete them. Select this object again, I'll hit Y, and I want to add tri-lights. So now you've got the basic tri-lights. Grab all those, delete them, and then we'll do tri-light point. And this is going to give you a combination of 2 area lights and a point light. And then we can just delete those. And then if we do the last one, obviously you can do a sun, and you've got the spotlight set up as well. This one doesn't seem to want to come in as a spotlight, but it's okay because you can change it. Oh, never mind. There is a spotlight in this one. So this is a spot 1 and 2 areas. And so for the backup lights, you can change those to area, and the spot, I could change that to area and just change them. And that's the same for all of them, completely interchangeable. You do whatever you want. I think that's going to be a game changer for you guys when you're using this add-on. Now, of course, you've got these really cool presets. You've got the Kelvin chart here for the black body intensity. And remember, each one of these just comes in, you know, the way it should be. So like if we throw in a plane and switch over, and we're on GPU compute, and I go ahead and grab one of these, like the clear sky, and it's going to show up like a clear sky. If I come over here and do this as fluorescent, it's going to come up as fluorescent. If I go over here and do match flame, it's going to come up like a match flame, and so on. And then the really nice clear sky. And these just kind of come in at this level, so you do whatever you want with those. And of course, you've got some other stuff. You can throw the dude in here. Got the dude. And I don't put any females into my add-on. Girlfriend is... She'd do me in. Can't have all that. So let's do this. Yeah, looks good. Okay, cool. Camera manager. It's right here. You can grab whatever camera is in the scene and then jump into the active. I don't like that camera, so I'm going to dump it. This one's designed to come in and face all of my scenes and pretty much all of your scenes, at least in the initial stage. And so now you've got this active camera. If you come over here and you don't want this camera manager to show, I've got another camera manager now right here, which I just figured kind of made a lot of sense, just to pull all of those features up and put them in one spot. You don't have to scroll, but if you feel like coming down here, there are a few other things I didn't put in there, like the safe area and stuff, but you got thirds and all these other things like the depth of field. You can grab, you know, your focal length dude right here. You can turn on depth of field. You can change the f-stop, and you can see how the depth of field, f-stop, and all this stuff in the camera size are all right here. But don't forget, you do have, and I think I changed that to Control-Alt-C. Sure did. So camera focal length right there, really cool. You'll be able to navigate all of this stuff. And like I said, you got the Alt-L pie menu, which has the view active camera, isolate view, the 8K red monstro, which is just a render setup. It's a quick 8K render setup, which is really cool. You got the view through object. So like obviously if you grab a light and hit Alt-L and view through the object, you're now looking through the light, which is super cool and could actually be pretty darn useful. And then align camera view frame on selected, that's it. And so those are all the really cool things. Like I said, you've got this up here if you don't want to use the hotkeys, but you'll have a little LM Studio custom lighting section right here that you don't have in Blender anywhere else. So that should make things easy. Don't forget, you can organize all this crap in 2 seconds. Just grab all your lights, put them in here, all your empties, and all your cameras. And it literally in like, what was that, like 5 seconds? 5 or 6 seconds, maybe 7. I organized my entire outliner, and now it's like really easy to go into. I can see what kind of mesh. Oh, I got the dude, the plane, the other plane, the sphere, all that good stuff. So, and I added some other really cool stuff. I'm not going to go into it right now, but if you use the light path node, which is a super cool node, you're now going to have the camera visibility for those lights and other things. So like if I have, let me just grab a random light here. Yeah, it's the right one, cool. And Alt-X, and I could turn up the intensity here. Now with that lamp, I can now turn that visibility off, if you will, to the camera. And actually I gotta run back over here and make that camera the active camera now, which is fun. And see how quick that is? That's a stupid fast. And yeah, I think that's the right one. This is the one, it's a 7.5. Here we go. This is the right one. Literally the right one. So if I turn off the light to camera view, I can start playing around with the diffuse. I can turn off the glossy so we don't have reflections. Of course, I don't have any materials on this stuff, but I suppose we could throw a nice metallic on a couple of these. Nice and quick. Turn the roughness down just a touch, and that's an ugly look. Okay, so for that particular light, it's not going to show any glossy, okay? And so we can turn the glossy back on, and it's going to react with the surface that way, like reflections. Then you've got the diffuse on and off. You've got the transmission, which is important, and then you got the volume scatter, and you can turn that light on and off for viewport and render. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and there's a lot of really cool upgrades. You got to go through all these. Make sure that you don't forget about the pie menus. Don't forget about the preference changes. You can do anything you want, change all of these. And this thing, like I said, I'm on this add-on like every day, and just trying to just make it the best add-on that's for lighting and camera management, plus all those cool presets. And down here you've got some presets as well, plus the shadow light, which I really like the shadow light quite a bit because it throws cloud type noise into the scene, which is quite a bit of fun. And then like you don't have to try to search. That's another reason I did this. You don't have to search for that light. You just hit Alt-X and turn it up, and you can see the pattern on there. It's just going to add those shadows to the scene. And then of course, if you do light linking, you can throw everything in there that you want to be affected by it, and then exclude everything you don't. Anyhow, thanks for watching. You can go pick this up on the Blender Market. You can pick it up on Gumroad. And as always, smash that subscribe, smash that like if you found some good information here. See you guys in the next one, and let's get started.